Cigarettes. We all know by now that smoking cigarettes isn't good for you. But what you may not know is that it does not only affect the people who choose to do it, it also affects you and the environment you live in. Cigarettes take hundreds of thousands of lives every year in America. That is just one of the many reasons why smoking cigarettes should be made illegal in America. There's a multitude of reasons why I believe cigarettes should be banned, and today I'm going to be telling you about those reasons, including the health issues that come along with smoking, how these issues cost the healthcare industry billions, and how cigarettes have a huge negative impact on your environment. To start out with, there's the most obvious reason for banning cigarettes: the health benefits. The decision to pick up a cigarette comes with lots of health issues. Smoking can cause cancer, heart disease, stroke, lung diseases, diabetes, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and chronic bronchitis. Along with all of these, if you choose to smoke, you are more at risk for tuberculosis, certain eye diseases, and problems in your immune system, including rheumatoid arthritis. It is estimated that smoking is the cause of 480,000 deaths a year in America alone, and around 7 million deaths per year worldwide. The Washington Post released an article in 2011 titled, "What Would Happen If Americans Stopped Smoking?" A statement from the article estimates that if all smoking ceased in 2006, 2.8 million premature deaths would have been avoided between then and 2005. Despite all of the obvious health issues smoking causes, quitting by choice is a hard thing to do because of all the addictive properties in cigarettes. Now that I've told you about all the harmful diseases smoking can bring around, that takes us to my next point: the healthcare costs that it takes to take care of these illnesses. Smoking-related illness in the United States costs more than $300 billion each year, and more than $225 billion for direct medical care for adults. This is money that, if smoking were to be banned, could be spent on other things in the medical industry, such as finding cures for other diseases and cancers that people can't avoid getting, whereas smoking cigarettes is a direct result of a choice made. As for the economy, a quote from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention states that due to cigarettes there is more than $156 billion in lost productivity, including $5.6 billion in lost productivity due to secondhand smoke exposure. They use the phrase lost productivity, which is defined as the amount of time by which working life is reduced due to illness. This work time lost is then valued at the market wage, which economists assume, in a competitive market, reflects the value of that work to society. This means that due to only secondhand smoking alone, around $5.6 billion is lost in work productivity, and smoking all over accounts for $156 billion worth of work that has been lost. Cigarettes not only have a negative effect on people, the healthcare system, and the economy, but also are a huge menace to the environment for many reasons. An article from the NIH, the National Institution of Health, states that cigarette manufacturing also produces greenhouse gas emissions principally from the fossil fuels used for curing and transport. Fossil fuels, as we all know, are non-renewable resources, and they are used for much more important things than just making cigarettes. Things like producing energy, heat, and electricity. The burning of fossil fuels also produces greenhouse gases. The release of greenhouse gases causes climate change by trapping heat in the air. The manufacturing of cigarettes is not the only way they are a problem for the environment, though. How many times have you been walking on the sidewalk, through the park, or through a parking lot, and you've seen cigarette butts lying on the ground? I'd bet quite a lot. They're just about everywhere. These cigarette butts get carried from these places by water runoff to drains and then onto rivers and our beaches. They are a huge part of today's pollution problems. So, after hearing about how unhealthy smoking is, how it affects people, our healthcare system, our economy, and how it affects our environment, I hope that you too agree that because of all these negative effects, smoking should be banned in America.